The Astronomer's Journey, Chapter 4. Dean. Dean swapped the small block out for a 454 right away. He linked that savagery up to a Muncie 4-speed and ran it through a heavy clutch that ate Mustangs for lunch. He got her in Cortez silver with skinny front-runner tires and super wides in the back. Looking down the hood was like the iron sights of a 12-gauge, and presently it roared across the Maryland state line in the morning fog at 103 miles an hour. Earlier, the old cop chased them off the concert grounds. They careened through a sleepy rural town, smoking tires around the corners, upshifting into the straights, full throttle to the edge of town. But the old man's lumbering Concorde was no match for Dean's Camaro. Now Dean's hand rested comfortably on his hearse shifter, with the car thundering under them and the cops in the dust. They didn't say much. They were recovering from the acid trip, the concert, the chase. They just let Maryland race by, a green-brown blur in a welcome conversational void you can only have with a good friend. It was just the motor, the radio, the road. Autumn sunlight poured in, and wind furled through Dean's t-shirt and swept into Adam's mind. This is his swan song, his last ride, he thought. Springsteen's Jungle Land filled the car. The organs washed over the town, and a montage of moments with Dean overwhelmed Adam to tears. Marco Polo in the pool, dirt bikes on Hewitt Road, laughing on the bus. New Year's Eve, the majesty of Dean's brief life. He kept his face toward the open window, so Dean wouldn't see him crying. "Hey," shouted Dean over the roar and the music. "I gotta take a leak." "Yeah, me too." As Dean merged back onto the highway, the exhaust popping between second and third gear, Adam saw the sign for I-95 South. "Where are we headed?" "I just want to show you something," said Dean. "What?" "My grave, man, okay? It's on the way. It's in Tennessee." "On the way? A little far south, don't you think?" "The other option was I-90. This time of year? No. Snow City. This girl is great on the pavement. Not so much in the snow, boss." "Why do you want to see your grave? I'm still alive on a slab here, Dean." "I know. I got the hammer down. I just need to show you something. It'll help." "What?" "Look, it's not something I can explain. We just have to see it. We'll pick up I-40 around Raleigh. Be there in no time." "North Carolina?" "Yeah." "Jesus, can't we, go a little more southwest? Cut off the corner?" "No. The Blue Ridge Mountains are a pain in the ass this time of year. Tourists looking at leaves and shit. And I can keep her wide open on 95, boss. Fuck that Skyline Drive. 95, he finger-gunned the highway. "It's faster." "It better be." They flew across Maryland and Virginia, intrepid down the gray highway, the guardrails and pine trees shaping their path. Adam's mind drifted to his late wife, and what she'd think of him now. She died on a Tuesday afternoon when Sarah was a toddler. The red spot on her back had grown and consumed her from the outside in. The TV commercial selling steak knives just kept going as she took her last breath in his arms. Only 1999. He wondered if he could see her in this place, like he could see Dean. He thought of dark matter and her black nail polish and heard her whispering, telling him to wake up. They raced past Burlington around noon. The Camaro was running hot, and Dean had to back off her a little. Still, she rampaged down the highway, an iron goddess from another age. The roadside billboards were changing from south of the border to Stuckey's to Scripture. For a laugh, Dean read them in his spooky voice. "Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved," he said outside of Greensboro. "Jesus is the answer," near Kernersville. His favorite billboard was just before Guthrie. "Imagine no religion." He did. "Who did?" Adam asked. "Lennon?" "Aw, come on, boss. You know who." "Well, They did have he in red letters, so I guess Satan? Dean clutched imaginary pearls. Satan, you say? Heavens. He smiled broadly in the wind, smiling down the hood over the steering wheel. What is the deal with that anyway? Satan? Yeah. I don't know, boss. I never seen him. So, he's not real? Well, the evil thing, right? I mean, it's real. Dean lit a cigarette. Seems pretty real to me. Right. But do you really think it's all bundled up and one red man down there, encased in ice, chewing on Judas's ass? Or is it more likely that there's a little devil in everything? Okay, so he's not. And it's just that each of us has a bad side? Nah, you got it all twisted from the start. Dean looked at him, pointing with his skinny fingers. There's no each of us. We're all the same, boss, from the same tree. Well, sure, we're all from the Tigris-Euphrates. The what? It's a valley between two rivers, the cradle of civilization. Oh, yeah, civilization. Well, I'm not talking about any Tigris. I'm talking about... Dean paused, searching for the word in his cigarette smoke as it vanished out the window. Everything. Everything? What about it? It's you. That's about it. I'm everything? Well, yeah, boss. It's more you're from everything. There's no separation. Adam had read about this sort of thing during his Eastern philosophy phase in his late 30s, which followed his string theory and Albert Einstein phases. His wife loved to make fun of his phases, his poring over books and postulating in the kitchen. And it was Einstein that pointed him toward Buddhism. A human being, wrote Einstein, is part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. We experience ourselves, our thoughts and feelings, as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal lives and to the affection for a few persons nearest to us. Einstein also said, if there is any religion that could respond to the needs of modern science, it would be Buddhism. This led Adam down a Barnes & Noble path to Zen Buddhism and Alan Watts. You are an avatar through which the universe observes itself. He laughed it off then and now. Right, some alcoholic Brit with a fondness for psychedelics figured it all out in the 60s. He was grateful for his telescope and scientific studies. Right, I'm everything, he said. Got it. Dean looked at him sideways, smiling. You'll see. He nodded toward the road. Be there soon. Just east of Memphis, Skyline Memorial Park had all the moss-covered crypts and statues and willow trees one would expect in the Deep South. Rows of gray stones and small, quiet roads sprawled over a hill. Young people like to scare each other with spooky stories from Skyline. Tales of witches and ghosts under all that ancient marble. The gates were open and the boys walked in, quiet in their sneakers among the crickets. They walked deep into the cemetery. Adam could tell Dean had his bearings. He led them up a hill that overlooked a town, sleepy and amber-lit beneath them, rooftops bathed in moonlight. He stopped and looked down and lit a cigarette. There, his grave, a modest stone cross presiding over a headstone. Kinda badass, isn't it? Said Dean. Stone cross, man. Black Sabbath. He made heavy metal horns with his fingers. It was a rough-hewn, crossed tombstone, scalloped on the edges. The inscription on the headstone was in Times New Roman. Under his name and the dates, it read, In our hearts forever. Dean scoffed. Adam looked over the grave in silence. He crossed his hands in front of him. You okay? What, me? Boss, I'm all squared away. I mean, look. He gestured toward the grave with his smoke. What else can happen to me? Yet here you are. It's not me that's here. It's you. and you just think you're here. More riddles? Look, said Dean, you were always a good friend to me. Hell, we were brothers. And when I hit that truck that night like an asshole, that was it. Poof. The darkness outside my windshield came in. And I never got to say goodbye or anything like that. He looked away, breathing smoke. Then he looked back. So I just need this for a minute. You're my best friend, and I love you. And those times will always ride with me. Adam embraced Dean and felt the boy against him. They remained like that for several moments in the darkness and crickets, a frozen moment in time on a hill above a town, wrapped in the starry blanket of the cosmos. A cloud passed over the moon, and they patted each other's backs. Oh, fuck. You're so gay, said Dean, swatting him away. Often loved ones leave ashes, photos, and other mementos on headstones. The Timeless Memorials Company in Millington had a wide variety of gravestone options for Dean's grieving mother, including cremation headstones and ones with secret compartments, popular options. In the center of Dean's cross, there was a carved Celtic stone disc. Dean gently felt around the edge of the disc until he found a hidden notch and opened it like a clamshell. Inside this compartment, among some photos and a letter from his mother, there was a small wooden box, octagonal and black lacquer in an Asian style. Something one would buy in a flea market. He opened the box and pulled out a long silver necklace and closed the compartment. Dean dangled the necklace from his fingers, offering it for Adam to see. The pendant was a circular compass, roughly the size of a sand dollar. With artisan hammers, stamps, and other fascinating tools, a silversmith had shaped a lotus flower on the face of it in high relief, its petals layered and intricate. The center button of the flower was an onyx and pearl yin-yang symbol, a band of Sanskrit wrapped around the edge. Beautiful, said Adam. I can't go much further west, said Dean. Why? Maybe it has something to do with the aging thing. I don't know. It's your dream, remember? Damn. How am I supposed to find her? This will help. Dean swung the compass like a hypnotist. Really? Yeah. Adam let it go. He could tell this was important to Dean, and there were no two ways about it. Okay. Let me put it on, said Dean. Adam bowed forward a little, and Dean draped the necklace onto him, a sacrament. There. Now you got the way. Okay. Cool. Let's get you on that train. Dean explained on the way to town, over the car's thunderous motor. Memphis train to Albuquerque. Find his wife, Jen. Lightning coursed through Adam. She is here. She'll get you from there, boss. Where is she? I just told you. Albuquerque. Yes, but where? Whoa, man, calm down. I don't know details. I just know she's somewhere around there. Albuquerque. That's where we first met. There you go. Where did you meet her? UNM Observatory. We had a date. UN... Oh, university, right. Well, there you go, boss. Go there. How do you know she's there? 'Cause you do. What? Like I said, it's your dream. Get going. Adam had 10,000 questions on the way into town, but Dean wouldn't tell him much. He just kept giving him vague answers as he took in the sodium streetlights, the steel bridges, Beale Street, the dawn air. He was also scanning for the cop. They parked in the train station lot and walked up to the ticket office in the platform. Beneath them, 2 steel rails stretched to a vanishing point in the city darkness. Dean regarded him with his hands in his back pockets. That necklace looks good on you, he said. You're like a Shaolin monk, but suburban. They laughed, and Adam marveled at how Dean could crack jokes on the edge of oblivion. Should I be surprised? A train horn pierced the darkness, around the corner somewhere. They saw its lights on the rails, casting razor-sharp shadows. "Where are you going now?" asked Adam. "Yeah, just back to Jersey. I'll be around." The train thundered up and ground to a halt with a long hiss. Adam was so focused on Dean, he didn't notice this train was not from Amtrak. It was from another time. A Berkshire Mirror Marquette 1225. A steamer, massive and black and made of iron. They said their goodbyes on the platform. Adam felt like this goodbye would be forever and didn't know what to say, so he just got awkward and quiet and stiff. Dean smiled and helped him onto the train. From his window, Adam watched the train pull away from Dean at the platform, leaving him in the dust.